Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. Today, we are here to check out the upcoming character in Zenless Zone Zero, Yanagi. Now, Yanagi here is a really interesting character because they keep including characters that just have completely new mechanics that honestly kind of change everything when it comes to how they interact with what we expect things to work like. Like for example, in Yanagi's case, she really focuses on the disorder reaction. This video was filmed on the early access server and is not indicative of the final product. There may be some changes on release, so be sure to check the comments down below to see if there are any. Now me, when I saw her, I was not expecting her to be like a lightning wielding giant katana user. For some reason, she just didn't really strike me as that. But yeah, she has. I mean, is that even a katana? It's really long for a katana. I'm not even sure what kind of weapon it is. Yeah, I don't know. She just didn't strike me as using a weapon like that. Now, more importantly, Yanagi is a character who, I've just got to say it, her damage is bonkers. Like, I was not expecting her to perform the way that she does. Well, let's actually just go ahead and hop right into it. The first things first, when it comes to Yanagi's playstyle, she actually swaps between a couple different stances as indicated by the little bar in the top left. Now we can see if you just use her regular special, she'll go into the other stance and also gain various buffs based on which stance you're in. And to be completely honest, it's a little hard to tell which stance she's really in until you really get familiar with her attack animations, which also makes her, surprisingly to me, a bit of a character that actually likes having a surprising amount of field time. Because I kind of wasn't expecting that after Bernice's release. So we're going to apply Electro Anomaly, and then we're going to use her Hold EX, where she actually does a mini disorder is how I think I'll try to describe it. I think there's an actual in-game term, which I'll check in a sec. We can see we can keep doing these mini disorders with her Hold EX special. And it does not remove the shock off of the enemy, or at least the current anomaly that is on the enemy. So yeah, if we actually look at what her EX special does, we can see that if you hold it to activate, she'll charge up for blah, blah, blah. And more importantly, the slam part of it will trigger a special disorder effect, polarity disorder. That's what it's called, polarity disorder, not whatever I was calling it, which deals 15% of the original disorder effects damage to the target, plus an additional 3200% or 32 times of Yanagi's anomaly proficiency. So yeah, that's what that, funky additional disorder was coming from. And if we actually turn off infinite energy, so we'll just use her little combo here to apply shock. Okay, there we go. So we've applied shock. Now we use her EX special. We can just hold it. You can see that we are pumping out 3 of those pretty nice and juicy disorder numbers, one after the other. So you can see here that Yanagi absolutely likes to use her energy to apply some interesting disorder mechanics. All right, just for fun, let's do this against a level 10 enemy. I guess in this case, we can do it against a level 10 Frenzied Maniac. So we're going to go ahead and apply Burn a couple of times right here, actually. And I'm actually going to make it so it cannot be stunned for now. So that way we can just, get all our buffs up and running. So we'll go ahead and we'll go for the second burn right here. Maybe a third one just for good measure. Okay, and we're going to go for some Electric Anomaly application. And did I already disorder it? I did. Okay, but I think that should be okay. So now we're going to actually let it be stunned. And we're going to go ahead and go for the stun. Go for the burn, which I guess it already had the burn on it. But let's take a look at this disorder. So 1.47 million with an additional 600k mini disorder. And this enemy also resists Electro, although it is weak to fire, I believe. Right? I'm pretty sure it is. But either way, you're going to see multiple chain disorders in a row. Of course, one of those is her polarity disorder, right? Which is kind of cheating. That's what that number you're seeing there is. like kind of the 300k-ish one. Hey, you got 1.8 million with 644k. Yeah, pretty good thumbnail bait right there. But as you can see, this character definitely focuses on disorder damage. And also, if we take a look at one more thing in her kit, which is her core skill, we can see that the damage multiplier of disorder is increased by 250% when any squad member applies the disorder effect to an enemy, lasting for 15 seconds. So yeah, this will also just obviously just increase the traditional disorder damage, which is, you know, in this case, you can see it was when the enemy had Bernice's burning on it. And then we removed the burning to apply disorder with Yanagi's electric shock application, which is what you were seeing that number B. The smaller disorder number is, of course, the bonus disorder from her, the polarity disorder. So yeah, kind of the bigger number, at least in this case, is definitely Bernice's disorder. So yeah, just a very cool and interesting character, bringing in additional new mechanics and playstyles. So let's actually go ahead and try her out in a couple different teams. And this also shows a surprising amount of flexibility when it comes to Yanagi, which, well, you know, I just said it, surprising. It surprised me at least. And this is one thing I actually really like about her. And this team is going to be a hyper carry, or just primarily on-field Yanagi, really focused on just outputting a ton of her damage with low field time support characters. In this case, obviously, well, you know, Seth and Caesar, both having pretty low field times. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the defensive assist, bring Yanagi on. Now, I will say, perhaps the only thing that's not my favorite thing about Yanagi is that you get a bit of motion sickness because she keeps diving in and out between the enemies. And I realized I didn't even have Caesar's shield up. Let's go ahead and get that one up. Now we'll just start applying some of this. And I guess we'll just do this the old school way of getting what's his face's shield on. So yeah, we got the shock off on this bad boy here. So we can go ahead and go for the disorders with her energy, and bam, just like that. Against electric weak enemies, holy cow. I gotta be completely honest, Yanagi is Grace done right. Like there is no other way to put it. I feel so bad for Grace because I feel like at the rate things are going, it's gonna be hard for her to even have her, you know, time to shine with Yanagi coming, but hey, it's all good, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. And I will say, right now on the creator experience server, we don't have these sound effects, which is, you know, it is what it is. So let's go ahead. We'll do a disorder there, a second disorder, and her ultimate also applies a polarity disorder, which we can see right there. We got another disorder, and we got another one for good measure. And because we can keep her on field for so long, and I know she lost Seth's anomaly proficiency buff, but I just want to give you guys a proof of concept. Look at that. When it comes to dumpstering electric weak content, woo, Yanagi is the GOAT. Holy cow. The next team I want to showcase to you guys is the Burn Disorder team. Best used with Bernice, of course, and well, in my opinion, I prefer Caesar for this, but yeah, so I guess we can try Anomaly Buildup. Let's go ahead and go for that. So we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit of electric application right here on the enemy. And, okay, well, unfortunately, we kind of stunned the enemy beforehand. And really, I should have applied the fire thing onto it beforehand, but, you know, whatever. So here we go. And we're about to get the electric anomaly. Go for this. And we'll go for the fire. We disordered the electric damage from Yanagi. And we can go for a quick disorder. Well, it's already dead. We didn't even get to disorder the fire side of things. But hey, that's just what happens when you're fighting, you know, content like this. So here we go. Oh, I should be parrying. Here I am yapping away and not parrying. Let's go ahead, get the parry off. And we'll get this parry, double parry, into the Caesar parry. And okay. You guys can ignore Me completely failing here from a gameplay perspective. But here we go. So that should apply fire. And we go for this disorder. 600k disorder right there. And, well, we didn't see that polarity disorder from Yanagi. But we can see here that, of course, we can apply burn as well as shock, alternating them between each other in order to obviously just do a lot of big damage to the enemy. So here we go. I'm gonna apply some Electric Anomaly here. And okay, we're gonna go for this counter right here. There we go. It almost has shock on it. Let's go for the stun on it. There we go. And now we go for the burn right here. And now, did we get the disorder off? We did. 700k. And now we can just do this over and over. Hold EXs. And bam. Ultimate is going to give us that last polarity disorder we need to finish off the Butcher. So, yeah. Both teams feel incredible to play. Now, the burning disorder is, you know, definitely, I feel like it requires more brain power compared to just the mono-electric, well, I guess Yanagi kind of hypercare, or whatever you want to call it, playstyle, where you just apply shock and then hold her EX special. Any electric enemy is just going to be cooked just like that. So, yeah. So I've got a bonus run for you guys against a bit more of an endish game content mode. This is, I believe, the permanent ambush mode 5 or whatever it is, with a robot as well as that little dude, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of, but hey, he is a character in this game. So anyway, completely missing the defensive assist, but hey, all's well that ends well. I do my best to try to keep them together because that little shadow guy likes to run away and then the big robot really likes to punch you. So that leads to, you know, trying to kind of stick to the little shadow guy instead. And now I'm going to try to apply another burn on top as well. So that way when the boss is actually stunned, we can go for a massive disorder nuke against it. And here we go. This should actually result in the stun as well as some burn application. And we should be able to do some big damage. Let's see. Massive disorder. You can see right there. As Yanagi has another added benefit of bringing out the potential from other anomaly characters through her disorders. And that's going to be a really cool thing about Yanagi, is perhaps in the future we might see other, like an ether anomaly character or perhaps other anomaly characters where Yanagi can do a great job bringing out their potential. So yeah, this is just a quick little first impressions video. Now there's also the materials you need to farm for her. Obviously she needs the electric chips, but more importantly, on the screen, you'll see what, like, you know, boss weekly materials that you need for her. Now this video was just a really quick preview of Yanagi. If you want a much more thorough breakdown on Yanagi, my buddy I Am Rivenous actually made a full guide, which just goes into a ton of detail in terms of how she works and how you want to build her. Be sure to check them out and don't forget to subscribe while you're at it. And also really quick, there were a couple animations that I forgot to show you guys from earlier. So let's go ahead and just do that real quick. Look at her defensive assist. She just casually walks away, adjusting her glasses. Hang on. We got to make this enemy unstunnable real quick. Okay. There we go. So now when we defensive assist, look at this. Yo, she's just walking away. Now, I will say that from like how good it actually is, it's probably not as good because I can't swap until like the very end of that. So, you know, but in terms of the animation, it is 100% worth using purely just for the animation. So yeah, you gotta like her boss mode animation style right there. And looking at her weapon now, it's not really katana. It's more like what? Like kind of one of those pole arm things with the blade at the top. Is that like a bar dish or a spear or something? If you guys know, like, if you guys know what weapon this is, let us know down in the comments below. So yeah, what do you think about Yanagi? I think as the meta starts to shift towards, you know, more electric weak enemies, because lately we haven't really had that many electric weak enemies to deal with, especially in Shiyu 7. You know, Yanagi is going to be an invaluable character for electric playstyles. And for me, when it comes to comparing her to Grace and Anton, she just feels like she's in a league of her own. And it's honestly hard to even compare. Let me know if you guys are going to pull for her. Let me know what you think about Yanagi down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Win to Lose, signing out.